Cats are members of a family of carnivores called Felidae, which includes tigers, cougars, and cheetahs. And like their distant cousins, cats have sharp, retractable claws, amazingly quick reflexes, and sharp teeth that can effortlessly clamp into a prey's flesh. A cat has a physics-defying, astonishingly flexible body. They are more agile than big cats such as tigers. Statistically, cats are one of the best hunters in the entire animal kingdom. A study found that tigers were only successful at catching their prey 5% of the time. Domestic cats are successful 32% of the time, which means that they are listed as the 6th most successful hunting animal in the world.
Both the marine and land iguanas of Galapagos resemble land iguanas found on the South American mainland, about 600 miles to the east. No doubt it was a freak accident that delivered them first to the newly formed volcanic islands of Galapagos. Thereafter, the fact that there were several different islands in the archipelago enabled them to diverge. The marine iguana, which is found nowhere but on Galapagos, presumably evolved on one island only at first, then later spread to the other islands, where they diverged into all the different varieties that are now found.
Bunny rabbits are so cute. They live on every continent except for Antarctica, although most rabbits live in North America. They live in little tunnels and holes in the ground called burrows. Because they're so fluffy, soft, and friendly, lots of people like to have rabbits as pets. Rabbits' ears can be up to 10 inches long. That's pretty big compared to their small bodies. Their ears can turn in any direction and can be used to hear predators coming or to help manage their body temperatures. Rabbits are herbivores.
One of the most common and widespread domestic animals, with a population of more than 19 billion in 2011, Gallus domesticus, or the common chicken, is a domesticated fowl used primarily as a source of food, both for their meat and eggs. Derived from the wild red jungle fowl approximately 10,500 years ago, the bird still runs wild in most of Southeast Asia. Recent research suggests, however, that there may be multiple origins of domestication in distinct areas of South and Southeast Asia, including North and South China, Thailand, Burma, and India. Behaviorally, domesticated chickens are less active, have fewer social interactions, are less aggressive to predators, and are less likely to go looking for foreign food sources than their wild ancestors. They also have increased adult body weight, simplified plumage, and their egg production starts earlier and more frequently and produce larger eggs. The domestic pig, scientifically named Sus domesticus, is also referred to as swine or hogs. Archaeological evidence suggests that pigs were domesticated from wild boar as early as 13,000 to 12,700 BC in the Near East's Tigris Basin. Remains of pigs have been dated to earlier than 11,400 BC in Cyprus. Research also shows a separate domestication in China, which took place around 8,000 years ago. The adaptable nature and omnivorous diet of the wild boar allowed early humans to domesticate it readily. Pigs were mostly used for food, but early civilization also used pig's hide for shields, bones for tools and weapons, and bristles for brushes. Domestic pigs have become feral again in many parts of the world, including New Zealand and northern Queensland, and have caused substantial environmental damage.
In Delaware, it's against the law to sell dog hair. In fact, Delaware state law defines selling dog or cat hair as both a Class B and a Class A misdemeanor. State law declares that, quote-unquote, a person is guilty of the unlawful trade in dog or cat byproducts in the second degree if the person knowingly or recklessly sells, barters, or offers for sale or barter the fur or hair of a domestic dog or cat. This law was created to protect animals from abuse, but on the surface, it does come off as quite bizarre.
And a seahorse, very interesting creature, swims erect and slowly with his tail twisting, kind of gripping seaweed fronds as it moves around, and it's got really alert eyes, and they're always looking for food and danger, of course. And seahorses make popular saltwater aquarium pets. Any public aquarium usually draws a crowd if they have seahorses there, and they usually live along the shore, actually, among seaweeds and other plants.
This adorably spotted Phocidae comes speeding towards you, bringing with it an appetite for flesh. While the only recorded death by sea leopard occurred in 2003, when biologist Kirsty Brown was dragged 200 feet or roughly 61 meters underwater, these incredible sea beasts have been known to display aggressive behavior, especially towards black pontoons and inflatable boats.
Porcupine fish, also known as blowfish, inhabit tropical waters and reefs all over the world. Not to be confused with their cousins the pufferfish, porcupine fish can easily be distinguished by the visible spines covering their bodies. They do tend to be primarily found amongst reefs, and in this case, shipwrecks, and feed on a variety of hard-shell invertebrates like urchins, crabs, mollusks, and shrimp.
But for the whale, she had been dragging this 250-kilo net behind her for weeks. She was a juvenile humpback. Her pod left her because she was unable to keep up, unable to feed because she could not dive, and unable to advance because of the weight that she was pulling behind. The power of images is absolutely incredible. It can inspire people to do something. It can inspire people to act and make change.
The southern resident killer whale population has been listed as endangered since 2005, but orca numbers are declining faster than ever.
That's how the cameraman captured this great white shark coming out of the water, not just in the air, for this sequence in the 2006 Planet Earth series. Unpredictable action was still a challenge. This took them a couple of weeks on a boat to get.
The saltwater crocodile might not be venomous, but it is the largest crocodile in the world and is highly aggressive, found throughout parts of Queensland and the Northern Territory.
With their towering height and signature long necks, giraffes are some of the most iconic creatures of Africa. Giraffes are the tallest living land animals. Adult females can grow over 14 feet tall, and adult males can reach over 18 feet. Baby giraffes, called calves, are born 6 feet tall and may grow an additional inch every day during their first week. This exceptional height allows giraffes to eat leaves and buds from treetops, unreachable by other animals, and to look out for predators and other oncoming dangers. Giraffes have exceptionally strong hearts. Their hearts are about 2 feet long and weigh approximately 25 pounds. That's equal to about 50 human hearts. Because of the great distance between a giraffe's heart and its brain, due to the animal's long neck, its heart has evolved thick, muscular walls. Thanks to these powerful walls, a giraffe's blood pressure can be 2 times higher than many other animals.
In the hardest times, there's still a rich source of food for Brazil's capuchin monkeys: palm nuts. One problem: you have to break through the tough outer shell. Young monkeys know the principles, but haven't quite mastered the technique. Frustration sets in and leads to a painful mistake. Young monkeys learn from their mistakes and watch the older males at work. First lesson, test the rock to see if it's strong enough for the job.
With fluffy ears, round heads, and spoon-shaped noses, koalas are known for their lovable faces. But these sleepy Australian tree dwellers are full of surprises. Koalas are not bears, they're marsupials. Often mislabeled koala bears because of their teddy bear-like appearance, koalas are marsupials, mammals that give birth to undeveloped young. Like most marsupials, mother koalas have pouches, where baby koalas, or joeys, drink their mother's milk and continue to develop for around 6 months. But unlike most other marsupials, koala pouches open toward the bottom. This allows joeys to access and consume a substance their mother secretes, which aids in the baby koala's digestion. Koalas have 6 opposable thumbs. With sharp pointed claws and rough pads, koala hands and feet are uniquely designed to grip branches. Their front paws have 5 digits. 2 digits oppose the other 3 like a pair of thumbs. With their signature orange fur and black stripes, tigers have become icons of beauty, power, and the importance of conservation. Tigers have evolved into 6 subspecies. The tiger's tale of evolution can be traced back to about 2 million years ago, when the earliest known tiger ancestor left Africa and ventured into Asia. Over time, the big cat split into 9 subspecies, with 6 still alive today. The most numerous subspecies is the Bengal tiger, accounting for approximately 50% of the tiger population worldwide. Tigers are the world's largest cats. On average, the big cats weigh about 450 pounds, but the largest is the Siberian tiger subspecies, measuring up to 13 feet long and weighing up to 660 pounds. This extra weight is primarily because of large, powerful muscles. Unlike lions, the second largest of the big You might already know that elephants are large and majestic, but the extent of their size and intelligence may surprise you. Elephants are the largest living land animal. On average, African elephants are about 10 feet tall at the shoulder and weigh up to 18,000 pounds. The largest elephant in recorded history, however, was 13 feet tall and weighed about 24,000 pounds. To sustain this massive size, an adult elephant has to consume an enormous amount. Up to 50 gallons of water and about 220 pounds of food, or approximately 70,000 calories every day. Elephant size, however, ends up restricting their movement. While they can walk and swim, elephants are one of the few mammals that can't jump. Their legs are too slender to propel their enormous weight upward. Plus, elephants don't have any spring in their legs since they stand on their toes.
Pelicans live on every continent except Antarctica. They usually live in warmer temperatures around coasts and river estuaries. They can grow up to 6 feet with a wingspan reaching 10 feet across. They are recognizable by their large throat, which they use to catch fish.
The mallard is a dabbling duck, which means that it feeds while floating on the surface of the water as opposed to diving for its meals. It feeds mainly on aquatic vegetation, but will also eat insects. This duck, along with the Muscovy duck, are believed to be the ancestors of all domestic ducks. The male, which is known as a drake, has a distinct green head with a yellowish-orange bill, while the female has a more natural light brown coat and dark brown bill. Mating pairs will stay together until the female lays eggs. Soon after, the male will leave. Newly hatched ducklings follow their mother, but are precocial, which means they can swim and feed themselves from the moment they leave the eggs.
Is the central bank and trust of the acorn woodpecker. And every inch is studded with neatly arranged holes, the woodpecker's safe deposit boxes. Finding the absolutely perfect little vault for every acorn can be quite the puzzle. Each hole has been drilled to fit a certain nut shape.
The Bubo hispanicus is one of the 20 subspecies of eagle owls that inhabit the Eurasian continent. A strictly nocturnal animal, it is an unrivaled super predator with an ample array of prey.
High-speed cameras reduce the speed of the action. 1 second stretches out to 50 and enables us to look into the secret world of the hummingbird. Much of their lives still remains a mystery. What we do know is that hummingbirds depend on flowers for their food. Nectar fuels their frenetic lives. And that hummingbirds are only found in the New World.
It's a lonely life, but that's why flamingos come here. With the place all to themselves, they have the privacy to dance. This is how they choose their mates. These are Chilean flamingos. But wherever there are flamingos in the world, they do the same dance.